Can we bring that watch in close, please?
So this is the new Huawei GT2 Pro professional smartwatch, and you might be wondering what makes this so pro in comparison to the previous GT2 smartwatches. Well, in this video, I'm going to uncover all of the upgrades that this watch has over the other GT2 watches, and I'll also recap some of the most awesome features that you need to know about if you're thinking about buying one of these. And I want to make it very clear right now, the Huawei GT2 watches, all of them, are for anyone who wants a smartwatch but hates the idea of having to charge it every other day, because you'll get up to 2 weeks on just one charge on a Huawei GT2 series watch, and worst case scenario up to 1 week if you've got always on display and you're using it a lot more than the average person would. That is a very good reason to consider a GT2 watch. Alright, so anyway, let's go. First of all, we'll talk about the build quality upgrades. That stainless steel body seen on the previous models has now been upgraded to titanium. And an interesting fact here, when you compare titanium to steel in a strength to weight ratio, the titanium has the same strength qualities as steel, but is 45% lighter. Which is interesting though, because the Huawei GT2 Pro is actually heavier than the standard GT2, and I'll explain why that is a bit later in the video. Okay, here's another significant design upgrade. On the earlier models of the GT2 series, we saw a very strong 3D glass protecting the 1.39 inch AMOLED display, which is more than adequately bright, I might add. Anyway, that glass, I have no complaints about it. I've been using the GT2 watch pretty much exclusively since launch, and there's not a single scratch on it. The metal body, however, not been so lucky, but it's still holding up pretty well. But anyway, that 3D glass has now been upgraded to sapphire crystal glass on the Huawei GT2 Pro. And an interesting fact about sapphire glass is it's not a naturally occurring material. It's actually manufactured at very high temperatures and is made up of crystalline aluminium oxides. And then it's cut with diamond saws and grinded and polished to finish. Long story short, it's a super tough and incredibly resilient material. One of the toughest on the Mohs hardness scale, coming in at level 9. There's only one level higher than that. Now here's where I think Huawei put the weight back on the Pro model, and it's the upgraded base plate. The GT2 and GT2E had some form of composite plastic at the back with exposed metal charging points, but if you go Pro, you get a porcelain back pressed up against your wrist, which actually now supports a new feature that none of the other GT2 watches do, and that is Qi wireless charging. How about that?
How about that?
Which does mean you can actually reverse charge your smartwatch on the back of your phone if your phone supports that. So that's a pretty cool feature too. And check this out, Huawei have obviously heard people asking about third-party apps, and they've answered the call and provided a selection of apps designed specifically for the GT2 series. Yes, they are very limited at this point, but it's a start. And at the time of this video, there isn't any Strava support or Nike Run support, but now under the Biden administration, maybe there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Now, with that said, Huawei's own health app is actually very comprehensive and one of the best that I've ever tested, and I especially like the sleep tracking features and the scientific advice it gives you after workouts and after sleeping. It'll give you some guidance on how to live a more healthy life. Now, when it comes to tracking, you've got a full range of sensors just like before, although there is a small upgrade when it comes to the layout of those sensors, and there's also a slightly upgraded heart rate monitor, which Huawei say is more accurate and more power efficient, so that's an upgrade there too. And just like the previous models, you've got heart rate tracking, distance, calories burnt, altitude, you've got your stress levels, you've got your sleep patterns, everything here on the watch, as well as hundreds of workouts that you can choose from and customize. The button layout's the same. The lower button can be customized to a specific mode if you want to use it for that. The top button brings up your menus, and you just simply use tap and swipe gestures to navigate the whole interface. And one of the notable features that the GT2 has is the SpO2 monitoring, which monitors your blood oxygen saturation levels, which is something that Apple have just released not so long ago, and they kind of package it like it's all brand new and never been done before, but actually this has been on the GT2 watches for a while. It's a great feature for tracking your recovery after workouts. But the GT2 Pro does have some new sports tracking additions which will benefit you golfers out there. The Pro can now track your golf swing tempo, backswing, downswing, swing speed, and help you ultimately fine-tune your golfing technique. So if you're into golf, you're going to love that feature here on the GT2 Pro. There's also new skiing and snowboard tracking features as well for you outdoor types. But now I just want to go quickly back to the custom apps that you can download. There's a new offline map app, which means you can track your way back using the GPS on the GT2 Pro in case you can't find your way home or if you lose your car.
Dude, where's my car? Where's your car, dude?
Okay, I'm just going to run through some of the similarities that this has to the previous GT2 watches because I feel they're worth mentioning, especially if you guys are not familiar with the previous watches. These are some awesome features. You've got that onboard 4GB of storage for music playback, so you can load this up with tracks and link your earbuds or headphones directly to the watch when you go for a run, for example. You've also got built-in microphone and speaker in this, like the original GT2, which means you can take and make phone calls from the watch and be super cool, just like Michael Knight from Knight Rider. The GT2 Pro is water resistant up to 5 atmospheres, and you can go as deep as 50 meters with this watch, which makes it perfect for your next deep dive. The wrist straps are interchangeable. You can basically use any 22mm watch strap if you wanted. And it's actually even easier than previous models to do, thanks to the quick release catches on the back of the standard watch straps. And there are quite literally hundreds of watch faces to choose from. If you pair this to a Huawei device, you'll get access to a store where you can actually buy watch faces. There's a ton of free ones, but there's a really cool feature that I discovered on this watch when I was playing around with it. And it's called One Hop. So literally, if you open your phone, select a photo that you like, tap the back of your phone on the Huawei GT2 Pro watch, it will use NFC to send the image across and automatically set it as your watch face. That's a cool feature right there. Let's hope that Huawei get the rights to use some more banking apps in the future, and hopefully we'll be able to use the GT2 Pro to pay for stuff pretty soon. Fingers crossed. And when it comes to creating watch faces, you don't have to use the One Hop. You can go into the Health app, go to watch faces, choose your gallery, choose the watch face you want to use, and you can even customize the font and the location of the digits on there as well. And honestly guys, there's so much to talk about when it comes to this watch and the fitness tracking features that it has. I covered a lot of them in my GT2e video, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll link it at the end of this one. So let me just sum this watch up for you guys. If you're looking for a smartwatch with industry-leading battery life and you want comprehensive fitness tracking features that we saw on the GT2 Standard Edition, but with a few more bells and whistles and a much more stylish and professional looking form factor, then this watch, the Huawei GT2 Pro, is definitely worth your consideration. However, if it's slightly above your budget, but you still want a solid fitness smartwatch, then I can definitely recommend you the Huawei GT2e. It's what I've been using for the past few months. That thumbnail's on screen right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man.
Look at that. It's still going, still ticking away smoothly. See that sweep hand go?